quickly, into it and successful. So can you share maybe a little bit with us the wardrobe of Naya?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. And I think this has been really happening so fast. I mean, I joined Eastman 1 year and a half ago. And when I joined, we have some brands with us. Today, we have more than 150 brands around the world, from Stella McCartney to H&M. We just became Zara's Joint Life certificate product, which is a very important milestone in our journey as well. We are in the Hugo Boss sustainable materials list. We are with Uniqlo in Japan, which is very, very strict also on the sustainable materials, as well as many other Italian brands. I'm wearing today Max Mara, an homage of the Italian team here. So Max Mara is a big Naya consumer, and we love they have that as a core collection, which is super nice. It's not just a fashion item. It's really a product that can be in your core collections all year round. And of course, we have other partnerships that are popping up with Tommy Hilfiger, with Theory, with Vince in the US. So really, really strong brands, Josie. I'm very happy to report that we are moving very fast, and the adoptions are really, really growing.
And it is great because I would like to complete the picture with the fact that also with Class, we have put the Naya fabrics for the new generation of designer with the Class Mart shop as well, because I think as Class for us is also important, to have a wardrobe also of the next future that is so important. So
yeah, and we have been very happy with the partnership. We have got many leads from the Class website, and I heard our sales are very good there too. So that's great.
Happy to support. The fact is that even if we started in 2007, even today we are receiving questions like, where can I find materials? Yeah. Where are they? Who can help me driving it? And that's why we are doing more and more, even after 13 years of activity, this kind of, sharing the knowledge of the fiber. But someone is telling me that I'm late, a little bit late. But, as I told you, I like to talk about this thing, and I like to give time to people to share. But we have also to think about the question at the end, because that is one of the key things about our Smart Voice. So Francesca Fincati, sales manager of Imbotex. Welcome, Francesca. We are in the Veneto era, so you are part of the Imbotex just recently, but this doesn't mean anything because you are up to speed as well into, these let's say responsible but also innovative material. So can you talk to us about Imbotex, and you are really taking great care about your brands as well, because as you know, when you are talking about a material inside that is going to warm up because it's the quilting inside that you do not see, sometimes people is not so does not understand so much this role, but it's key, because without it, we will have huge problems, especially in the winter time. So please, Francesca, so I think you have a very special R&D center and product application. Performance is key for you. And you have also patented processes. So it's something very serious, and I know that it's part of your DNA. Can you take us through your work?
Yes. So hello, everybody. Thank you, Josie, for the introduction, and to all the Class team for giving the chance to Imbotex of being here today. Well, the story, you are asking me about a story behind the scenes of Imbotex. How much time do I have? Because
actually, the right time, Francesca.
No, I'm joking.
We will beg the pardon to the to the people that is following us. We will go a little bit out, but we need to hear stories.
Yeah, I was just joking, because actually the behind of scene here is really big, and I need to go back to the past, from the beginning of the beautiful story of Imbotex in 1955, when the company was founded. So it was a quite simple business, family-run business, and it is family-run also today. And that time, the unique range of products that we offered was addressed to the bedding industry. We used to collect production waste from local textile companies, so scraps from sweaters manufacturing. and recycle this material in order to produce fillings for mattresses. The best seller at that time was Mille Fiori, that in English stands for 1,000 flower. And it was, I've got a piece here, and it was a dark colored multicolored wadding that was indeed made of mixed scraps, different scraps mixed together. I always love to tell this story because it's really fascinating, not only for the name, that is very romantic, but also because it shows how sustainability and recycling has always been in the company DNA. I mean, then Inbotex has always had a close eye to the concept of sustainability, even if at that time it was not a trend and maybe neither a necessity like it is nowadays. In recent time, during the last 10 years, the company invested a lot in new technologies, new machinery, and research and development. And this, together with the solid know-how coming from the long and the past story, enable us to create a new division that is insulation for apparel. The research and development department has always continued to look towards recycling with the idea and focus to be able to offer both performance and conscious products. So in 2019, we founded Inbotex Lab, that is now a new branch of the company that is totally focused on the idea of upcycling and circular economy. In our opinion, and our main goal actually is to offer a better recycled products that is upcycled, indeed, that is eco-friendly, and that respects environment, both nature and animals, but also that can offer and assure great insulating performances, equal or even sometimes better enhanced than a virgin product. We love to say made from the existing. This is like a slogan we have, because we use already existing material, but also we like to say made to exist, in the sense that we can give a second life to a material, to a product, and without, and this is the point, without requiring additional consumption. So we patented a process that is improved and completely mechanical, so that there's zero use of water and no use of chemicals. The process is split in 3 steps. The first step involves the recovery of precious materials, scraps, and leftovers from production. So we are in the post-industrial stream that will be sent otherwise to the second raw material market or discarded. So we gather and sort this material. Then through a mechanical process, we reopen the fiber, we connect the fiber, and we manage to have at the end a fiber that is ready again to be blended with the recycled polyester or 100% natural option with PLA, NGO or other plant-based fibers, in order to give a new life to something that was waste and now is again insulation to be put inside our clothing. So the whole process is less impactful in terms of energy consumption. There's no use of water, as I was saying, and no use of chemicals. Reduced emissions. And the important thing I would like to underline is that also there's no production of waste, or better. Since the beginning, when we produce an insulation, we have a roll, and of course we have the edge that is a waste. But since the beginning, all this waste, we take this waste, we collect, and we reuse and remix it in order to produce basic products for filling mattresses. So there's no waste. It's a continuous circle.
Yeah.
it's really an idea of circular economy.
This is
yes.
exactly the circular
production.
Because you have knowledge, you have spent on eco-designing all your products, because it's really important to make a strategy behind it. It's not happening by chance, all the things that you just shared with us. And for me, one of the most surprising still, after many years that we know Inbotex and Stefania, that is the DNA of the company, it's the fact that you have a broad range. It's not just recycled polyester or recycle. You have really a range for all the natural material and a range for the high tech, but both of them are able to stand for the performance that the brand and the consumer are looking for when they needed to have a garment that needs to stand in some sort of weather conditions, quite strong sometimes.
Yes, exactly.
Can you take us through this?
Yes, of course. Exactly. We have a really big collection and really a wide range of very different kind of fibers. We not only work with recycle and upcycle, pre-consume and post-consume fibers. We also have protein fibers like wool or silk, and plant-based fibers or natural fibers. Recently, we had the certification with Vegan Mark, and we can offer now also 2 vegan paddings. One is with hemp and nettle, and one is with organic cotton and linen. So we go from the technical, as you were saying, till the recycled, but also virgin fibers. We really have a big collection. A brochure, it's like this.
But the key thing is that this means choice. And when you are in fashion, or you are in sport, or you are in any kind of applications of brands or retailers, they need to have choice in order to be special, because at the beginning of this sustainable business, one of the things that people were saying is that, okay, but how I can be special? How can I perform now, today? And we have talked about some of the fibers, till now, that are also high tech. So it's an eco high tech approach where you have the possibility to scale. It's an industrial, available system. It's not just, some sort of experiment. That's something really important. Would you like to share some names of people that is using your range, just to share with us your wardrobe?
Yes, actually, we are serving both the bedding and upholstery companies, manufacturing companies, but also technical and sportswear important brands. And we are working with really great and big important clients, both in Italy and all around the world in the fashion industry, really big and important brands. Actually, all our production is here at our headquarters in Italy, Cittadella, so it's 100% made in Italy, and we can really check each step precisely. And this enable us to have the complete control of it, to offer high-end and high-quality products, and even customize and meet customer needs in case they are looking for something special. We can try to find and invent a new product. We really believe in long-lasting and brilliant cooperation on hard work.
Yeah.
And we think that to have the idea of grow together and make our company better day by day and make a better world, it's a really common path that helps this collaboration to grow itself.
And cooperation is another key dimension of circular economy, because it's not possible to work all by ourselves. And that's why it's important today, to put our voice together. So
maybe now you want the video, because there is also a video from Francesca, if you can share it. Okay.
Thank you.
Very, very nice.
And this was Camelot.
Yes, it's a multi-awarded, I think, project as well.
Yes, correct.
And not the only one, I think, because I heard a lot about ISPO as well for the active sportswear. But this is amazing in order to introduce our next expert with Barbara Guarducci, designer and creative, because Barbara is really starting from the craft, in her journey into the design. And over the years, she has coordinated many projects around the world, working for various United Nations agencies and NGOs. But design is the center of her world with human beings, for sure. But she is now at the center of a new project that we launched together some time ago. But now we are really so pleased to be here because it's one of the most interesting projects related to design and circular economy, where, the design is in the center, but materials as well. So Barbara, can you take us through, you are the best person to take us into your world.
Yes, okay. Thank you, Giusy. Thank you, everybody. Well, okay, after hearing all your presentations, I would like to say that I strongly believe that technology will, find a solution to all the textile waste and all the problems that the industry has, our industry has. But in the meantime, we need to find solutions for excess stock and overproduction and textile waste. And that is why I founded 2 years ago and launched the project called Mending for Good, which is a project that is founded by me, Alessandra Favallis, who's here watching, who's following the marketing side of the project. I'm the creative director, and we're both based in Italy, and we have a third partner who's based in London, who's Saskia Terzani, who's more on the commercial side. So what is Mending for Good? So Mending for Good is a project, is a consultancy agency that works with brands and designers to address the issues of textile waste and excess stock and transform these raw materials or products into new products, into new items, into new products through the work, the craft work of a network of social cooperatives based in Italy and UK that work at a very, very high level. This is very important for me to stress, and Giusy knows the importance of this. We believe very strongly. So our DNA, what is it? So what are we focusing on? We're focusing, of course, on the circularity, on giving a new life to objects, transforming them. We believe very strongly in social justice, of course. That's why we work with a network of social enterprises that are able to work with the industry, and that is very important. And of course, we celebrate crafts because we believe that craft is important, that the humanity behind products is important, and that we have to cherish and protect also artisans and craft and celebrate them and give them visibility. So we have really a very kind of a complex, not complex, but very strong approach and belief, and we feel and we think and we see actually that we really can give solutions to brands and designers to these issues. And of course, we when we are asked, we co-design. When we're not asked, we facilitate the process by coordinating our network of social cooperatives. When I say craft, I mean hand weaving, embroidery, knitting, crochet, hand painting, making accessories from bags to shoes to garments. I mean, we have created a really amazing network that we select very, very highly selected because we work with the industry and we know that, of course, it's very challenging and the quality has to be very high. So this is, if I had to summarize, this is what we do, and it's quite a passionate work.
And can you share with us which is the role of the design, and maybe to share us also, some of the projects that you have been running, because they're really looking beautiful. We're in fashion and our eyes are always looking for beauty.
Yes. No, of course, design is important. And of course, our challenge is to make people really understand what we're doing. We realize that we are a new business model. We realize that we are presenting a new system. So sometimes we talk with brands and they think, oh yes, we can give you our material and then you do what you want with our material. No, we don't want your materials. We want to work with you and co-design with you, or work with your designers to transform your ideas into products and into highly crafted products, and then you can put them back. You put them back in the market through your system. So this is the challenge we have, the big challenge we have, because this is what we are. So we of course we are addressing big brands who have this challenge of excess stock and overproduction, and we are also working very strongly with young designers, because they have in their DNA this concept, no? And of course now, so we have been facing new requests from designers who are only working from waste. So we're putting together the waste of the textile industry with the young designers, with our social cooperative. For example, we are launching at the end of the month a collaboration with Bethany Williams London, where we followed all her production. As you know, she's producing only through social enterprises. So we are working with her to find social enterprises and overlook and the production and find textile waste, facilitating her request of textile waste, finding to produce her collection. So this is one thing. And on the other side, we are also very much supporting training programs for crafts. So we have a partnership with London College of Fashion CSR department, where we are starting very shortly the training program for embroideries on knitwear for women of the community based outside of London, and women from the prison project of London College of Fashion. And Mending for Good is organizing the training program.
Really, education, that is the key thing, because we are not talking about another trend, but we are talking a new mindset. We are talking a new culture that needs to change. And what you were saying, Barbara, about the difficulty sometimes to make people thinking in a different way, because they never seen something like that. I would like to use this, hook to go with your video, because people will see what you have been talking about with some good, feedback for the eyes and for the soul.
This is our philosophy.
and it's great. So with Barbara and Mending for Good, we have closed the loop, another kind of loop of this conversation. And as the time, I think we are in time, I would have liked to have another question, but at this point, I think it's important to let the question of our, audience and our guests, because I saw that there are different ones. So maybe Camilla, if you can start.
From the first one. Yes, Estelle is asking, where can a small brand find these fabrics for their collections?
Which kind of fabric? All the fabrics, generally speaking?
Well, the question came after Hiroaki Shinoe, but I think is generally speaking about everyone. And I already shared the link of the class e-commerce for small quantities, but maybe Shinoe wants to add something more.
I think, Shinoe, maybe you can say about the fact that we have a list of, you have a list of Roika partners.
So actually, as Roika, the stretch yarn is it's a yarn base where it's not something that we can produce the fabric just with the Roika. So we have a partners who has the collection of using our Roika yarn in V550 or either in Roika EF, which is the recycled one as well. So we can share some of the partner lists that we have, which can communicate for the fabric collection.
Good, the same for Naya, I think.
Yeah, we have a list of our partners. As we said, some of our fabrics are in class website as well, but if anybody needs, I will leave here our address, and you can just tell us which country you are, and we can send you a list of mills that use the Naya fiber.
Great, and also for Imbotex, we have something in our shop, but at the same time, if you can leave, Francesca, your email or your link so that people can also contact you in case they need something.
Yes, of course. Actually, you can always write to me. My address is sales@imbotex.it. I will write it in the chat now.
Great.
And that's it. Yes, for we are here. We are in Italy, but we can ship everywhere in the world.
And you can talk to everybody in the world.
Yes, English is our lingua franca, so we can go wherever, and we cannot travel, but we will do soon.
Yeah,
we hope.
Soon we will travel soon, I hope.
Second question for Roika: how do you communicate end of life to the consumer? In what conditions can it break down? Is this easy for consumers?
So actually for the Roika V550, what we are doing is we are doing the test of a kind of test with the ISO standard, which is the aerobic conditions. So of course it depends on the conditions, and the communication itself is, of course, it would be great if we could communicate directly to the consumers to understand, but the way we are doing is we are communicating together with the brands and also with our partners, and to let the consumers understand the concept of this sustainability, or let's say the degradation part.
And if I can add something, but generally speaking, about the communication of end of life, that I think it's something complex for everybody, correct, Carolina and also Francesca? It's not easy to communicate because the vocabulary of the end of life, it's really quite technical and quite complex. But brands, retailers are really working, and this is one of the class objectives in communication, is really to get to a wording that is, let's say, authentic, because we cannot do the strange announcement, as you said, Carolina, before, but at the same time, that can explain better to the consumer. And this will rely a lot in something that is going to be maybe a scan on, a sort of label next to the garment that is going to be explored in a website through a very special, maybe part of the identity card of the fiber as well.
Yeah, and for us at Naya, we always do third-party checks for the life cycle assessment to make sure everything is, under a good standard. So if anybody needs more information, my colleague just posted our website, and we are happy to share with you more details on the life cycle, end of life and life cycle assessment.
Yes, same for us. We can answer each question. We have got, apart from the vegan certification I mentioned before, we are GRS certified, we're Oekotex and others. So yes, any info, also more technical, we can try to solve and explain.
Yeah, one of the challenges for the consumer is that all this kind of certification and third party that are so important, because we cannot wake up a day and say I'm the best one, without someone certifying it. But at the same time, sometimes these kind of third parties certification are not so known for the consumer. So I think the question was going into, how we can create, and that's something that we will be able to do together with brands, retailer, and the fibers, because it's a key thing. Camilla?
It's not a question, but Takano is saying that there are some UK and German brands using Naya, also who I have worked with, and the fabric is lovely. So compliments.
Thank you. I appreciate the comments from our customers. So thank you very much.
Good.
Then a question for Naya. Can you expand on how Naya is compostable, industrial or household? What is your vision for Naya's end of life?
Okay, so maybe when we can share the presentation later, Juicy, because we can detail all the OK compost that we have from Tuva, Austria. So just to make it clear, it's water, soil, industrial compostage, and home compostage. So we have the 4 biodegradability certificates. And once again, I think the end of life, it's too complicated to explain here. So I will welcome you to write to us or check our websites when we have all the materials available.
That's perfect. Carolina, if you can talk, or you can, it's going to be great, because as we said, it's a complex, is that we do not want to take time to go through, but it's better for Carolina to go through the whole thing because it's a system. It's not one single thing. Thank you, Carolina.
No problem.
Then again for Carolina, could you share the ISO standard in biodegradability using Elastan by Roika? I suppose it is not the compost home standard, just in compostable in specific industry that are not available for consumers, isn't it? So maybe it was for Shinoe, because
it's not Carolina, it's Shinoe.
Okay.
Could you share the ISO standard in biodegradability? It uses Elastan. I suppose it's not compost at home.
No, it's industrial composting, yes. Yeah.
Okay. Then
sorry, Camilla, just to make sure, if the lady or the guy that has asked and want more information, maybe Shinoe-san, you can leave also your email.
Yeah,
so you
okay,
can go
sure.
through,
yeah.
because there is
course.
no time to go so much in detail. Sorry about the rushing, but
then Sonia is asking, when a fiber is said to be biodegradable, compostable, does the dyeing and finishing applied during product manufacturing change these characteristics?
Yes, so this is a good question. I can just jump in.
It's a great one.
Of course, we produce the fiber, right? The yarn. So we can tell about how the yarn is produced and what's the end of life of the yarn. When you blend with other fibers, it's always important to blend with other sustainable and compostable fibers. And the same when you do dye finishing and printing. So we have several partners in the industry that do nature dyes and natural dyes and processes that are more sustainable. So we really encourage you, if you want to really have a full cycle of the fabrics and the garments, to pay attention to the dye and finishing materials that you use, and also choose the ones that are also biodegradable. Otherwise, it will delay or even prevent from the fiber biodegradability.
Absolutely. It's really important to check when they say biodegradable fiber, biodegradable fabric, biodegradable dyeing, each single step of the supply chain. So it's important.
And Jorge was just highlighting the fact that it is estimated that 30% of textile production goes to the garbage. So,
well, that's what also Barbara was saying during her presentation. The world still is wasting, a lot of material that could be so valuable for other kind of application. We are doing all our best. There is a system that is working hard, starting from the raw material, as we have heard today, and today is just a little percentage. We should have invited here thousands of people that is working very well in our market. But yes, Jorge, we are fully agree. We want to improve, and your help would be really appreciated, Jorge, into the market as well.
Then a question for Inbotex. It is a business risk to invest in innovation, to purchase new machines. How did you navigate this?
Yeah, actually, the company has a long story and heritage. It is a really solid company. And 10 years ago, when the bosses decided to invest, we believed it was the right moment. Actually, it was the market was ready, and we were ready, and we have enough know-how to improve our quality and to grow and to be able to offer different kind of products. That was the insulation for clothing. So we believed it was the right thing to do, the right step to take.
Can I just add something that for me it's really important? The company that are here today are leader in responsible innovation. So it's people that has all of them are investing a lot, like the partners of CLAS, generally speaking, because they see, of course, there is always a risk, in everything that we do. But all the people that we are putting together, that are working with us, are, have already understood that they need to get the value of a part of the market, maybe not the complete one, but it's where the market is going 100%. Laws will follow.
Yes, it's like, I cannot change the world, but every choice I make every day, even in my single and simple life, is as a value, as consequences. Even when I make a cake, for example, I can make an upcycle cake because I make a pasta frolla and I recycle the edges and I can make biscuits. So I can be sustainable every day in my life, even in simple and little things.
Yeah.
And can help the world with my little approach to be better.
It's about mindset.
If I can add one thing, I totally agree, and every choice we make is a political choice. Everything we do, the way we buy, the way we consume. Yeah.
Last question for Francesca again. Could you share the position of Inbotex about microplastics?
Yes, so all our, as I said, we got a lot of raw materials, a lot of fibers. All our recycled fiber are GRS certificated, and we buy it from Europe, from most of the most important supplier and big companies.
If I can add something, because this microfiber, polyester, it's a plug, at international level for everybody. And unfortunately, there is not yet a solution and not yet understood exactly what is happening. Sometimes we hear about microfiber of polyester, sometimes it's acrylic, sometimes it's also cotton. I think there is a problem and we need to take care. But I think the main action at the moment in the market, it's about brands that are suggesting and pushing, to wash things, the garment in some special bag to try to avoid. And the other part is that people is trying to get the washing machine that are the new washing machine in order to set up, different ways to wash, because wash is another important part of the conversation, not maybe of today, but it's for sure. So really sorry not to have a solution, but we are really eager to, scientists that are working all over the world. And we will hear more, I think, very soon, because the 8th of June is the Ocean Day. So that's where I hope we will hear something more, but for sure, everybody will try to do its best, but it's more something that at garment level and in the, the easy care of the garment. Any other question?
No other questions. A lot of compliments arising. That is nice.
We will share all the compliments at the end. I'm making you also the compliments. Thank you very much. It was very interesting. I'm learning every day. thanks to the team, and thank you for the people that was with us today, quite numerous and with a lot of interest, as you could see from the question. And please do not hesitate to ask us also after the webinar. The webinar, it's an important moment. Our Smart Voice is really a moment to share knowledge, because even if we are in the era of where it seems that communication is easy, but it's not so easy sometimes to find out the true thing as well. So thanks again to everybody. I will say also compliments to all the materials partner of class, because they should have been here all together, but we will, be back with many other things. And thank you again, and keep in touch, because we will come back soon, and enjoy your day. Grazie.
Ciao, grazie.
Ciao.
Grazie.
Thank you, everybody. Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.
You.